Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be modifying this small seat that I made. Now this is made at the very end of the build when I made the kitchen unit and everything, so I only had like a little bit of vinyl wrap and wood left, but as you can see the bottom part is actually quite small. There's quite a few gaps on either side of it, so I need to make it bigger. So it's time to make the modification, and I also need to make it quick release because I'm sick of unbolting it every time I need to access the engine bay. So let's get taking this thing to pieces and start making a new one. So here's all the component parts of the seat. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the front panel part, because that's the only thing that really needs to be remade right now. I'm using the old conversion. As you can see here, I just need to make it wider. That's the only thing I need to do. It's going to be the same height, the same depth. It's just making that front panel wider. Hopefully it gives me all the things I need. It's a lovely lightweight plywood. It's really great to work with. Because it's laminated, you can wipe this clean. So what I'm doing now, I'm actually going to put it back together after just cutting that front piece to the right size, because I just want to kind of test to make sure it's all going to work out alright before I go and make the rest of it. As you can see, those little plastic things are completely useless. They just fall to pieces, but I've got a solution for that later in the video, as you will see. So I've quickly put it all back together again with my new front piece. And it's time to just put it in and just have a look. So as you can see, it looks a lot bigger, physically a lot bigger already. So I thought what I'd do is I would quickly test out to see how much stuff I can, how much room it's given me. Oh, don't forget the peg. And as you can see, this is the same amount of stuff I took out, and it was absolutely cram-packed before, and it's amazing. Just by changing that front piece, it's given me tons of extra room. It's absolutely amazing, and it's obviously given me hope that this is going to be a good idea. So yeah, I think that's pretty damn good actually. I was actually very surprised when I did this bit how much room I got. The fridge still opens, so I can still get good access to the fridge. So that is all good to go. So it's looking good, so all I've got to do now is take it all to pieces again and start making the side panels. So again, I've got some extra bits of wood. I'm really trying to get the most out of this wood now, because it's really expensive, this lightweight plywood. So, but what it is good for though, it's so sturdy, it doesn't twist, it's really nice to work with, and you got that laminate, that nice white clean laminate. So I think it's great stuff. I can see why they use it for all these kind of things, for the converting camper vans. So it's a case of steadily working through. Oh, I should have secured that table. It's a bit wobbly, isn't it? Now you can tell it's chucking it down outside. I got my raincoat on, so it's back inside, and time to jigsaw out those bits for the sides. As you can see, the sides are different shapes because of the way that that curve is that it's got to go around. They are slightly different. As you see, one's got a much bigger curve on it. Now I've just got to cut a groove round the edge of the front, because I'm going to do the tap-on edge trim. I haven't actually got the router bit for that, so I've just used the table saw to do it. And the same with the back part. And awkwardly hit this trim on because I'm trying to do it so you can see it on the camera. It doesn't match perfectly with the rest of it, but you know what? I'm going with function on this one. That's what I'm going for. So instead of those little plastic washer type things I was using before, I'm going to use these nice metal decorative washers, and this is going to give me a lot more strength. I can use a nice big long screw in there, and this is good. As you can see, it looks really nice. I think these are the way to go. But you need to use long screws for this because it's a seat. It needs to have a pretty strong fixing on there. So I'm just putting this back together again. So along with the sides, one thing I'm going to change as well is I'm going to change the top so it looks exactly like my worktop, because I'm using exactly the same piece of wood. And this is the last of it, so I've only got a long thin slice, so I'm having to chop it in half and glue it together so I can get the width of the seat right. But this should look good now. This will make it match the kitchen unit and everything, so I think that's going to look pretty damn nice. I don't know what you call them washers. Cup washers, something like that. But I think they make a really smart job of it. So, the next thing to do is to make the quick release system. Now this is how I'm going to do it. I get a hammer and I bought some metal bar from B&Q, and well, this is how I started doing it, let's just say that, because this isn't how I ended up finishing it. My poor table is dying a death there. So this is where this goes horribly wrong, is when I try and bend the next bend and I get it completely wrong. And I end up angle grinding all that off and resorting to welding these bits of metal together, because then I could get it perfectly the right distance. But this worked out really well, and it means I got to get the welder out again, which I'll absolutely love using the welder now. So, as you can see, time to drill out the holes, and this will be for fixing it to the van itself. So I have to drill a hole in each one of those uprights and then give it a spray. I'm using the same spray I used for my sills, so it's like a anti-chip paint. And this is how it's going to work. This bar is going to sit inside, and this is going to form the quick release, so that bar actually gets bolted in and that will just stay there. And that's going to save me all the time, because then you just put the box over the top. And obviously when you quick release it, it will then come straight out again. So I've just got to mark the holes for the bolts to go through. So you've got to be careful with this, because I'm going to use these furniture bolts. I think they're called insert bolts, insert thread bolt things. You don't go all the way through the wood. And these are ones I use for the tables. So I had a set of these with different sizes. These are really useful. I've linked them down below in the description. So you just Allen key these into the wood, and these are great. And I found these as well. This is what I've been looking for ages. So it is a bolt with a thumb screw on the top, a plastic thumb screw. And this is what's going to make it super easy to take out. Bit long though, the thread, so angle grind that down, and then they are perfect. So they just go into those threaded bolts, those threaded nuts that I put on. Probably need to bend the bar out just a little bit. But it's not bad. That means I can take this out really quickly with them thumb bolts. So that's looking pretty damn good. I'm really happy with this. So I've just got to fill it back up again, because the job is done. Actually, it's not completely done. I've got something else to do. Wait 1 second. That part's done. So just in time, literally, this came, just as I was finishing up, these came. This is my the bottle opener. The wall-mounted bottle opener. These are really nice stainless steel ones. So I've been looking to do this for a long time, so this is a perfect place for opening a bottle. I think that looks pretty damn good. So as you can see, the unit isn't perfect, but there's a few holes in it, but this doesn't bother me. It's completely recycled, and I've got that quick release function. It's slightly bigger, so this is kind of done everything I want it to do, so I'm really happy with the job. So I really hope you enjoyed watching the video. I've got another video coming up really soon, so please stay tuned and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!